Just bike. Good morning and welcome back to the Kimberley Oval. Day 4, the clash between Sri Lanka A and South Africa A. In studio with me, as we said yesterday, the young and invincible, knowledgeable Mr. Eugene Jacobs. How are you this morning, sir?
Good morning. Thank you very much and welcome to the Oval in Kimberley. That is the match summary as the game stands now. Sri Lanka A needing 139 runs to win. South Africa A needing 9 wickets. Any thoughts on the day's play, sir?
Thoughts on the day's play, and let me say, Mr. J, I'm going to be hopeful. South Africa comes out firing, takes the attack to the Sri Lankans to somehow try and edge their way back into it. The runs that they put on the board yesterday was hard to get to as South Africans. They need to make that task as most difficult as they can for the Sri Lankans.
The Sri Lankan batsman walking to the crease, and it seems as if the bowling will be opened by Cody Yusuf.
Cody Yusuf, number 66 there for South Africa. Cody's been very aggressive, in the past innings bowling to Sri Lanka. I'm hoping again, Mr. J, that he brings that aggression, that flair, working around the bowler, getting him to make mistakes, dropping that short ball, that deceiving short ball from Cody, and just get them tested.
He had a good spell last night, taking the wicket.
Immediately on the money from Cody Yusuf. The oohs and the ahs. Yes, he did end. He got the wicket last night at that close of play, and that was his 5th ball in that over last night. So Cody just came back and bowled his last ball of his over. Again, having a look at that there. Perfect line, perfect length. Forcing that batsman just to, it's almost in that corridor of uncertainty, Mr. J. Forcing him, should I play for it? And then, just going past that outside edge.
Very close outside, near the outside edge. That first ball from Cody Chetty.
Now coming from the country club end, Mr. There's so much names when one can describe Bayer Swanepoel. What's the first name that you would come up with, Mr. J?
Mr. Consistency.
All day, every day, that is where he bowls it.
He'll bowl there the entire day.
Sri Lankans scampers through for a single.
The two Fernandos, I think, are the two star batters in this team. But I must say, Oshada is the one I think that South Africa would prize.
Oshada Fernando getting a good ton in Sri Lanka's first innings, and then the dismissal. It was a special innings from him, so it needed something special to take his wicket, and that is exactly what we saw from the South Africans, from the captain, and in court I think was by Marcus Ackerman in the slips down leg. Oshada Fernando just trying to lap it around, passing Rivaldo Munsami, and then Marcus Ackerman just taking a brilliant catch down leg.
He obviously moved from first slip and anticipated the shot and taking a brilliant catch down leg side. It needed a special catch and a special piece of fielding to get rid of Fernando. Oshada.
For all our viewers that have just tuned in, good morning and welcome to the Kimberley Oval for the clash between Sri Lanka A and South Africa A. Sri Lanka currently needing 139 runs for victory over the South Africans. Bowling from that country club end, Bayers Swanepoel, Mr. Consistent.
Good ball. It's again on that proverbial spot that we talk about, and again enticing the batsman to literally play at this ball.
And just sorry there, Mr. J, just eluding that outside edge there. I think Rivaldo Munsami was almost in business.
For sure.
This time, did he take it clean? He dropped it. He dropped it. Bayers got that outside edge. Rivaldo puts it down. That was something that was needed, Mr. J.
No, for sure the wicket that they needed early on. We just need to check this. Oh my.
Just a little bit out of shot there, you know, just to see if it carried all the way. Did it, you know, carry to him on the full? Was it a little bit short of Rivaldo Munsami? From what I saw, he put it down.
It seemed as if it carried to him, and it just fell out of his hand. That's what we could see from behind him.
Sri Lankans almost taking a little bit of a quick single there, just for a bit of a misfield. But those are normally the ones that get you run out, Mr. J.
Yeah,
you know, match awareness.
Yeah, for sure. The big thing is, in the old adage that says you never run to a misfield. And just watching Rivaldo Munsami, he's literally been affected by that, so it was definitely a chance. Another very good ball from Cody Yusuf.
The South Africans once again needing something special to kick in, and especially from their seam attack. As you see Cody going in there, good line, good length. You miss, I hit, you know, looking at hitting that pads for an LBW appeal. And if you miss the pads and the bat, topple over the furniture. This time Cody Yusuf gets it through to Rivaldo, and he takes it, Mr. J.
That's a great catch from also low down, and he literally picked it up. A big wicket for South Africa very early on, and it will really now put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Just having another look at that one again there, Mr. J. You can see the line, the length. It forces Fernando just to go forward and play at it, get that outside edge, carries through. This time, Rivaldo Munsami makes no mistakes in taking that. I would love to know the conversation between Bayers and Rivaldo now. Normally, so you'll catch Cody's, but you won't catch mine.
Yeah, no, good banter between the two. But I think they will be very glad to see the end of Fernando.
We've got the captain coming out now for the Sri Lankans. Pasindu Surya Bandara also had a good first innings, I think getting into the 60s. Well supported role. I mean, he was batting with Shadow Fernando at the time, who was the man in form. So the captain just playing the supporting role, Shadow getting his ton, captain getting to in his deep 60s. So also a very special wicket that took him out.
Yeah, it was a very good knock, and he was solid, the captain, and batted very well in partnership with Fernando.
That was Cody Yusuf's second wicket for the sitting so far. He took one at stumps yesterday, and that was his first one for today. This time also beautiful ball. The movement there, Mr. J, something that we should see. Day 4 at the Oval.
At the Oval. I can tell you now the groundsmen are sitting and smiling that it's day 4. You're still getting this carry and this movement. But just watch this ball. The batsman was forced to play at that ball. I know the batsmen tried to hide that and tried to slip their bats away from it, but he definitely played at that one.
This time the batsman getting a bit more bat on it, just fending it off. This is what I was a bit hopeful of, Mr. J. You know, the runs on the board to win for Sri Lanka is not that much. It needs something special from the South Africans to defend it. You know, the old age story of we've got the runs on the board, they still need to get it. The South Africans needs to take that attack to them, take the fight to them, make it as difficult as possible for the Sri Lankans to get there. One or two early wickets for after Cody just taking that one. Should have put the Sri Lankans, a little bit of pressure under the collar.
Agreed with you 100% there, because and also the South African team very buoyant, and you can hear the chit chatter and the laughter amongst them, and they know what they're up against. And yes, a wicket or two, different ball game.
Looking at the dugout there, looks like a Storm Clark, strength and conditioning coach for the Northern Cape Heat. I think probably maybe assisting the South African camp.
Yes, he has been assisting them for the last couple of days as well. And this is what the South African management encourages all the time, where they get from the management from the current union to come in and to shadow and to learn.
I've been almost blowing the horns for Cricket South Africa, the pathway development, the managers, the coaches, all of the admin staff and that. But I think that is again just something that proves, the direction that the country is going when it comes to the cricketing community. It's not always in the past that we would see, the big boys come and then they would ask the local guys, local coaches or the local strength and conditioning trainers to assist, Mr. J. So that I think is beautiful to see, a good step and initiative from the top.
No, definitely a very positive move in the right direction. And the sharing of knowledge is very, very important.
Shadow Fernando almost trying to look at a little bit of a drop and run there. I don't think the Sri Lankans should, at this moment, try and take risks with sneaky singles. They've got time on their sides and not a lot of runs to chase, Mr. J. So,
Yeah, they just got to bat sessions now, and it will be comfortable for them, but there's no need for any risks.
This time playing it on the leg side and getting 2 more runs.
Yeah, it's just an awkward bounce in front of Kashile and going through for 2 runs.
Bayer Swanepoel, one of the unfortunate batsmen yesterday, looking in top-notch form, looking to take the attack to the Sri Lankans, just running out of supportive partners on the other end of the crease. But a very positive, good knock for him. He did get a little bit of a breakthrough in a sense of luck. Got bowled from a no ball.
For sure, and in many cases, as a batsman, When that happens to you, you want to cash in. But he batted beautifully. And as you said, it's a pity there was nobody that stayed with him. Oh,
This time also a bit up in the air. Just gets away from Marcus Ackerman. Michael Pretorius getting it back in from the ropes.
not a chance, but definitely in the air. And with Marcus Ackerman, if anything gets close to him, he's going to take this. If we can just see this again. Nearly. Great effort from Marcus to get to that ball.
Oh, the appeal is there. No interest. That one moved so much, a little bit of a nip in there from outside the line.
What a ball. What a ball. Could he have got some bat onto this?
I think quite possibly, Mr. J, that could be the only thing that, saved him. Looking at that replay, coming right back in from outside the off stump, nipping back again, that area that we've been speaking about. And that's the area that the Sri Lankans capitalized on yesterday, Mr. J.
They did.
Taking 7 for 34 there from Isita.
No, they definitely did. I think the Sri Lankans know they're in a scrap here. They're not going to get this game easily, and they're going to really have to bat out.
Cody dropping in that little bit of a short ball, direction a bit off. Umpire signals that's the one for the over. Also, just for your information to all our viewers at home, our Proteas men will be taking on the current ICC T20 Men's World Cup champions, India, in November for a thrilling 4 T20 international matches. Visit www.cricket.co.za for your tickets. Hashtag Wars Are Nowhere, hashtag be a part of it. Cody Youssef taking a bit of pace off that one there, Mr. J. You could see the batsman had all the time in the world just to
play
get, and smother it on the front foot.
Yeah, very good ball again. Trying a variation with bringing in the slower ball, but it's on the money.
Again, Cody Youssef on the money there. A little bit of away movement, but not too much that the batsman could not handle. Sri Lanka A trailing by 131 runs, looking for that victory against the South Africans.
He's flirting with that off stump, and his line and length is immaculate, and forcing the batsman to play.
Again, at this level of cricket, Mr. J, they are professionals, all of them that's out there. And from a bowling perspective and the team perspective, especially with the captain and the leadership of the team, would be speaking to their bowlers. You know, the bowlers knowing that there's a plan. We need to set them up. And that is something that I think we've seen from both teams over the past 3-4 days. And definitely something that I'm hoping we will see today again from the South Africans.
Yes, we try to, in the last couple of days, put this game into perspective. That when you look at the stats and the scores of most of these players around in both teams, both from Sri Lanka and from South Africa, the numbers are warranting higher honours, you know. And I think that all these players here today are obviously playing and wanting to get their names up in lights very, very soon.
When we talk about their stats and that, Mr. J, maybe somebody out there in the broadcasting area could just pop up or shadow Fernando's stats. Something that we've spoken about is the fact that the South Africans are playing against a world-class team. You know, the averages of the batsmen, their personal best, the amount of international games under the belt, it's definitely not a walk in the park.
No, definitely not. And most of these Sri Lankans that have come out with the A tour, in fact, most of their batsmen, their career best is all over 100.
Bayes again going up there, looking for that LBW, definitely going down leg there.
Yeah, this one definitely going down leg.
Bayes Swanepoel definitely coming in and hopeful with every ball that he bowls. You know, that's the kind of fire that you want to see from your bowler in a position like this where you find your team to be in. The oohs and the ahs and the appeals for every ball is what is needed for them.
Yeah, there's sufficient oohs and ahs on every ball nearly now.
Shout out Fernando and Surya Bandara at the crease for the Sri Lankans, currently with a 6-run partnership. Sri Lanka A 42 for the loss of 2 wickets. Now on the leg side, well gathered there from Rivaldo Munsami. Put one down early on from Bayes' bowling, and then the very next over took it in the gloves of Cody Yusuf's bowling that brought in the 2nd wicket for not just the team but for Cody Yusuf. The captain having a little bit of a word there with Bayes. Just encouraging him, motivating him, reminding him the areas, reminding him the game plan, Mr. J.
No, you're correct, and Neil has been constantly in the ears of the bowlers and reminding them. And again, Bayers on the money. He's going to ask you questions all the time.
The firecracker that is Marcus Ackerman, getting that ball, getting to the ball, and seeing that Oshado Fernando just a little bit out of his crease, and Marcus saying, "Please watch your step, don't steal. You got to be in your crease, so I'm gonna throw your stumps over."
A real live wire, Marcus Ackerman.
Shara going on to that front foot, looking for that drive. That concludes Bayes Swanepoel's 6th over, currently with figures of no wickets, conceding 25 runs. Cricket South Africa and Hollywood Bets are excited to bring you the Hollywood Bets Pro Series Women Professional League, made up of the Hollywood Bets Pro 50 and Hollywood Bets Pro 20 starting Friday, 4th of October 2024. For more information, please do visit www.cricket.co.za. Hashtag. Oh, what a very good ball with a hashtag. How's that for a hashtag there?
Great hashtag.
Hashtag, it's our time. Hashtag, Waza Nawe. Just to have another look at that one there, Mr. J. You know, I was briefly just had my eyes up and saw that delivery.
A very, very good one. Of a good length, eh?
Off a good length, getting that away movement. Totally opening up the batsman there.
Completely opening him up. See, the previous ball forces him to play a shot like that, which is totally outside of his character, trying to get bat on ball. I know I'm going to sound like a stuck record, but I'm again just bringing to the attention of the viewers the Sri Lankan management walking around the field. And I'm concerned that perhaps it's making me tired.
And something that we've been watching every day so far. I'm definitely of the opinion now that if they are wearing smart watches, Cody Yusuf goes in, nice line length, while left there by the batsman. This time not looking to play at it. I think he just had a little bit of a reset moment after a very loose shot after being beaten. But so yeah, I'm of the opinion, Mr. J. I think the management team from the Sri Lankans all have smart watches. And it's almost kind of mandatory for them to at least hit 20,000 steps before lunch.
I wonder if that determines your selection for management in the next game.
Fitness levels. And possibly also the chai tea. You know, apparently the chai tea has been doing wonders. So maybe the management staff is walking off that chai tea.
Yeah, you know, in the old days we wouldn't have done that.
Cody going in short. Not troubling Surya Bandara. Just getting under that one there. Cody this time angling it into the captain there. Having a little bit of words, getting it into his body, having him to fend it off. And as we've seen from Cody's first innings, bowling that aggression, getting into the batsmen's heads or trying to get into the heads. A little bit of banter, a little bit of stares down the pitch, and followed up by amazing balls.
Yeah, he's a feisty little character, Cody Yusuf, and he doesn't mind to say a word or two. Just a release shot. Just one run down to third man.
But you can't hit him.
That concludes the fifth over for Cody Yusuf with figures of 2 wickets and only conceding 10 runs. Sri Lanka 42 for the loss of 2 and looking at 131 runs for victory.
I'll mind my work. Do yours, okay?
Why are you shouldering him, bud?
I didn't shoulder him.
You did. That's very unnecessary, eh? Now you're definitely going to get up.
Bayes Swanepoel continuing from that country club end. Captain just shining at knowing and seeing that there's so much movement coming from that ball. Again, edges it through, gets it past Patrick Kruger, gone for 4 runs.
Just
Don't
going.
want to say anything wrong with that. Apologies, Mr. J. I don't want to say anything wrong with that. I think the batsman got off, off lucky with that one there. That is the area that Bayes needs to hit. It got that outside edge. Batsman just very fortunate that it didn't go straight to Patrick Kruger, because those big levers, long levers and big hands, let me say, would have grabbed onto it.
Yes, I was going to say that he was just lucky that they left that vacant second slip open, and it's just now in this over that they've moved the slip out, the second slip out. But you're 100% correct. He was very lucky that Patrick Kruger couldn't get near to that one, because he would have grappled that one.
This time again, just getting that ball to nip back into Surya Bandara.
There we go, buddy. Bye, Baisi. Wicket number 3.
Little bit of, just a rub. It's one of those moments there, Mr. J, as a batsman. You don't want to show the bowler that it kind of hurt. So, as if you're just adjusting a pad or something, but you're actually just rubbing the area that the ball just hit you.
You're correct there, but you could see that it definitely got his attention.
This time that ball did nothing but go straight through and got Surya Bandara going after it again, just thinking that it might come in. That's what's been happening, off the seam, coming into him.
Yeah, he's challenging them now, you see, because the ball before that he went on the inside of the bat, and this one on the outside. So he's always challenging the batsman, and I think it necessitates now the change in the field.
Captain coming back into the slip cordon. Sabais goes a bit straighter than what was expected. But again, setting him up. Might have, had the batsman thinking you're pulling in the captain into the slip quarter now, so you're going to look for that outside edge, you're going to take it away from me, and rather he then angles it in and looks for the LBW.
100%. And I think he's got a much better field now to attack.
This time lovely played off the back foot. Got through the fielder and goes over that ropes for 4 runs. Surya Bandara.
Come on, Baisi. Come on, Baisi.
A little bit of a gimme kind of a delivery there, Mr. J.
Yeah, a bit wide, and it was just a very gentle punch. And just a slight misfield there by De Tole, and he's been exceptional in that point region.
Could take down the leg there for Rivaldo Munsami. That concludes Abay's 7th over. Figures of no wickets.
51 for 2 after 17 overs on this day number 4 of the first of 2 4-day matches between SAA and Sri Lanka A. Sri Lanka 123 runs away from a victory, South Africa needing 8 wickets. Nathan, your take on the morning so far?
Yeah, I would say thanks, Wayne. Thanks, and it's good to be here. I would say Sri Lanka still have the edge, and the wicket is not playing like your typical Kimberley Oval wicket, so could be in for an exciting morning.
Yeah, we said that yesterday, especially when the Sri Lankans were bowling. Especially when the bowlers are bowling with their tails up like Cody Yusuf is here, 2 for 11 in his 5 overs. Every delivery looks like there's an opportunity for something to happen.
And, Cody's into his 5th over for the morning, so He's been hitting good areas, getting the wicket to spice up, just past the batter's nose, and that forces the batsman with a follow-up delivery to play a loose shot. So it's been a good morning for the South African bowlers, and I must say the batters as well. They, apart from a couple of loose moments, they look solid.
This is a key partnership for the Sri Lankan A team. Shout out Fernando and their skipper Pasindu. They are arguably the two best batters in the Sri Lankan side, and South Africa would really want to break this partnership as soon as possible.
I have to agree with you there, and Rizwan mentioned it earlier that 1 or 2 quick wickets this morning, and especially this partnership as what it was in the first innings, it will actually be golden if they can get one of these two batters out before they make too much damage into that target Sri Lanka must chase.
Yeah, on day 2, Rizwan spoke about getting Oshara Fernando out early, because the minute he gets his eye in, he's not an easy campaigner to get out. He's been in there for 76 minutes now, 42 balls. Yet to hit a boundary, which is unlike him, for a man who struck it at 84 in the first innings.
As they say, taking it session by session. He knows he has the whole day, and we know what type of a quality batsman he is.
Touch full there from Cody Yusuf.
I got some late swing there, but forcing the batter to play, and I think that is what South Africa need. They need the batsman to play at every possible delivery. Obviously, that gives them a better chance of getting a wicket. Good aggressive bowling by the South Africans.
Is there anything you would say South Africans haven't done particularly well this morning?
No, not really. Look, they've been attacking, and then I won't say that they haven't been looking for wickets. The areas that they've been bowled as well has been good. There's been a couple of misfields, but I would say it's tight so far from South Africa. So Sri Lanka is just batting well at the moment.
Yeah, I've got a big job in 122 runs. Doesn't sound like much. But on a surface like this, especially how we've seen it play out in all the morning sessions bar day 1, it's made things interesting, to say the least.
You know, and in cricket they say it's the low targets that's the most difficult targets to chase down. So for us, it's a good thing. Exciting cricket waiting for us. So good ball there, good area again there by Yusuf. So I would say this is, like I said earlier, it's not a typical Kimberley oval wicket, but exciting cricket that awaits us. I just see they have a shortish point and then a deep point as well.
Yeah, that's where Lahiru Udara got out to yesterday with the last ball of the day. Oh, well directed that from Cody Yusuf, especially with that late swing that you spoke about.
And that's the previous full delivery in the over, early in the over when you mentioned it was a bit full. He's looking for that full, forcing the batter to play, but he's getting late swing as well. And that brings to the end the 18th over, and Cody Yusuf's 6th over in this spell.
Just bat, bro. Just bat. Don't get out. Come back, stop. You get
Just a reminder that our Proteas man will be taking on the current ICC T20 World Cup champions India in November for a thrilling 4 T20 international series. Visit Cricketer Koza for your tickets. #Wazanawe. Be a part of it. So more of the same from the South Africans. They continue with Bear Swanepoel from the country club end. We spoke a bit earlier in the morning about him changing ends. Clearly the South Africans might have heard our conversation by the stairs.
Yeah, I think there's some mics hiding in somewhere place, but yeah, Bayes is bowling exceptionally well from the other end. Like our colleagues mentioned previously, it is Mr. Consistency, and it's the same area And it's just about that nip in or nip out, and he's created a couple of opportunities for South Africa this morning.
Yeah, it just felt like last night, Michal Pretorius just bowled it maybe just a touch on the short side. We just wanted to see how much can he extract bowling at fuller. And that's exactly what Bayes Swanepoel does, as he gets that one to tail back in. A little bit of bounce on that as well.
Yeah, surprisingly, yes. Rivaldo has to stretch himself there. I hope he done some good stretches this morning. So he had to stretch very, very far to his left side to take that ball. So, but it's like we say, Wayne, it's the areas that Bayes hits that makes him such a dangerous bowler. He's always into play, and as you can see how his offside is set as well. Creating that opportunity. And that one keeping low. Previous one bouncing, that one keeping low.
Yeah, more or less the same line between the two of them. Just getting that ball to jack back quite a bit to the two right-handers. Yeah, just those gremlins in the wicket. I think Koshara Fernando has dealt with it well in general for this entire 4-day match. But just has to keep a bit watchful.
And that's what I spoke about earlier. It's that type of shots that just brings South Africa back into the game, where it's been a couple of good balls and then one that seems to be a bad ball, they chase after it. So that is what keeps South Africa in this game at the moment.
Yeah, he might watch that a couple of times and he'll think to himself, what shot was I trying to play there? Was on Koshara Fernando. So just walked down to the wicket, just doing a bit of farming on that patch. So it's been the exact same patch for all 4 days. That has been interesting. This time just goes a touch straighter. There's Bayes, and it's just turned around the corner. Senior Kashile doing the fielding at mid-wicket.
Well, I just have a quick question for you. We have about a ball left in this over. If you, the South African captain or from management side, do you keep going with Cody and Bayes, or do you try to change it up at this stage? I mean, we're heading into almost the end of the first hour of the morning.
Yeah, it just seems to be what's working in this particular match. And although I would really like to see some prevalence to Brian, especially from the far end, and I think this that'd be a bit of assistance for him in this wicket. Maybe even no Brandt at some point. He's only bowled 3 overs in this match. But yeah, I think the seamers what seems to be working. Definitely keep Cody Yusuf on this end and give Bayes Swanepoel a go, although it seems I might be wrong.
Yeah, and just as I asked you that question, you gave me an answer. We see some change for the South African side. It looks like it's Miguel Pretorius again. So change of bowling, but keeping up with the seam, that's at least. So keeping the pace. There is definitely something for the bowlers, the seam bowlers in this wicket this morning.
Yeah, South Africa continue with their seam attack. Just the 3 bowlers that they've used so far in the Sri Lankan second innings. Pretorius bowled 5 overs yesterday. Just went for 7 runs. I think it was 4 maidens in a row. But again, just maybe a touch on the short side. Just back off a length and just kept those batters just fending it off.
And hitting that sweet area. So that's the important with I feel with the change of bowlers coming on, is that the new bowler has to keep that pressure on the batters, so that the team fielding or bowling don't lose the momentum. And I think South Africa's done very well so far this morning, not conceding a lot of runs, taking a wicket as well this morning. So it's been a good effort by the South African bowlers.
Yeah, definitely a good effort, but this is the time to apply the pressure. If South Africans want to get a wicket, they have to get it now. Just get the Sri Lankan change room in a little bit of a panic.
And it is, Wayne, that South Africa is a team that has to make the play this morning or throughout the day, because Sri Lanka is in the prime position to actually get the win here. But South Africa need to continuously taking wickets to put that dressing room of Sri Lanka under pressure, to create that mistakes, errors in their game in order for South Africa to topple them in this game.
Yeah, if Sri Lanka were to battle at the end of the day, they would walk it comfortably. So yeah, South Africa are the ones that are in need of making a play, and you might see that quite a few times from the South African bowlers, just searching for that magic delivery, as I like to call it, pitching on off, just taking the outside edge. So yeah, you might see a little bit of searching from the South Africans, because with every passing ball, desperation for a wicket just gets larger and larger.
And that's why I love this field placings, because it gives the bowler the opportunity to go and search. And if the batter has to think twice whether I go after this, don't I go after this? Because if I do, there's attacking fielders in place. And what a delivery there by Miguel.
Yeah, that's the length. Definitely playing around that pad. South Africans are very, very interested. Neil Brunt at mid-on, he still has his hands on his head.
I haven't seen the ball keeping low from this end this morning so far. There was one or two from Cody that spiced up past the batter's nose from this end, but not really keeping low from this end.
Yeah, no, this is the end that both sides have kept their spinners on. Yeah, no fit movement there from Pasindo Surya Bandara. Just late cutting it to Marcus Ackerman, who is at a short gully. Is that maybe 2 steps, 3 steps in of where a regular gully would be. But yeah, this is the end that both sides have used for the spinners. It's I wouldn't say consistent, but it's been a lot more consistent than the variable bounce that we're getting from the other end, where the seamers have been on operation almost in the entirety of this match.
And I think that's also where it comes in with what we discussed this morning, the change of ends with Bayers bowling from that side. Because of the length that he hits, it's actually perfect for him coming from that side.
Bit of shape there away, and I use the word bit loosely there.
It's a good ball to end the over with.
Yeah, he continues. That's his 5th maiden out of his 6 overs. Sri Lankans can't get him away. So the score stays on 52. Sri Lanka still needing 122. With 8 wickets in hand, this partnership is now worth 16 from 51 deliveries. And this pair has been in the middle for 39 minutes. A little bit of a team meeting. Patrick Kruger, Bear Swanepoel, Matthew Breetzke, Neil Brandt, Tapang Titole, they are all there. Just seeing maybe what type of plan they can come with. You can see Tapang Titole just working on that ball. Gives it to his skipper. South Africa have to do absolutely everything in their power now to try and get a wicket. Anything that can assist them. So they have to take care of that ball.
And they're keeping, sorry Wayne, and they're keeping Bayers on that side. So I think it's a brilliant move by them. Because there's been a few that, like I said earlier, it's been a few that's moved away, came back in. He's been touching the outside edge, so he's been asking the questions this morning. So it's a good call by South Africa. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, didn't see too much of that in the first innings from Fernando. I think that's the 3rd time in about 3 overs that we've seen him try to play what I like to call a nothing shot, because it just looks like you're feeling for the ball. You just want to feel ball hit your bat. And should really be leaving that alone.
Yeah, and it's contrast from the first innings that he played. He's basically, like you mentioned also, he hasn't hit the boundary yet. So it's too early to say if he's struggling.
I mean, the man is class. I think he knows what he's doing. So that's why I'm just overstating his brilliance.
No, definitely. I think it's just going through a period. And like you say, he's class. He knows what he's doing. Getting through this period, he knows how important it is for his team. If he can battle through this period, they'll for surely be on top.
And as well, the Sri Lankan team, the Sri Lankan senior men's national team, they play New Zealand in a test series. That test had yet to be announced. So you don't want to give it away here. You want to put on a big score, walk your team home, and give the selectors a headache.
Definitely, and there's been a few of them actually over the last few days that has put their hand up. So it's very important, especially like you mentioned, like for Fernando, not to give it away now. Make sure his name remains in that hat and give the selectors the headache that I think they will enjoy.
Didn't come off the middle of the bat there from Machado Fernando, but we spoke so much about him not hitting a boundary. He might have finally heard us, and that one is on driven from the inside half of the bat for his first four.
Yeah, I think we spoke too loud there for a moment. That ball nipping back in Asada, just showing his class there.
Yeah, that's just purely hands on the up.
Emphasizing on class, Wayne. Emphasizing on class.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very privileged to have been watching this man bat here at the Kimberley Oval. Good take from Rivaldo Munsami. He's put in a shift behind the stumps. We've seen him throw his body around, and a lot of people might have thought Sine Kashile would have had the gloves, or Tsepang Tole for that matter. But he's in this game, he's proved why the team has picked him to be the wicketkeeper for this game.
Yeah, he's definitely put his hand up in this match. Wayne, I just thinking now, going back to the previous areas that Bayes has bowled. I didn't see much wrong in that boundary of Sarahit. And then Bayes, the next ball, try and overcorrect it. And that's why I just feel like there was nothing wrong with that ball. And that one is, just missed the cover fielder. Oh, and that's why I say, hitting that area is staying in the game. It's a brilliant effort there in the cover point area by Subrian.
Yeah, I've used this phrase quite a few times, but yeah, the awesome foreshadowing on your part there. Just picking up off the lens that he needed to be, that one just picking up off more or less that spot, definitely off that spot on the wicket. And Prince O'Brien, desperation dive, really couldn't get there, just maybe 50 centimeters away from it.
I would feel like Bayes is very unlucky. He's been getting a couple of outside edges pass in a vacant second slip area. That one just past the short point area. One that just dropped low and the keeper dropping it. So he's definitely been in the game. Just unlucky this morning so far.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, good luck from Machado Fernando. Oh, beautiful. That is just pure class from Oshada Fernando. And it's raining boundaries. He's on a rampant now.
Why did we speak, Wayne? Why did we say he's not hitting boundaries? Oh, that's a top shot. Top straight drive.
Yeah, he's let loose. Just a tad over pitch there from Meggs. Just outside off stump. And that's just pure hands. Don't think I can add much to that shot except class.
Yeah, that is stand and deliver. Just watch. I didn't see much effort in that ball, or maybe just searching too much there.
Yeah, I think that's the fullest one he's bowled all spell. It's more like it.
Going back to what works.
Yeah, definitely where he wants to be. Yesterday maybe was just maybe a meter too short, maybe just less than that. It wasn't entirely too off.
And that's the small. Sorry, Wayne. That's the small margins at this level. Pushing back the next ball and didn't go for a run. That over the pitch, and you go to the boundary.
Yeah, he's gonna punish you. He's gonna make you rue your decision to miss your length. Will Oshada Fernando. Obviously, it didn't look like that was the case earlier on today. But he's back. Oh, and a solid defensive shot there. Full face of the bat, showing you the maker. Making sure that he keeps that sponsorship.
The captain is working that ball, Wayne. He's working that ball, making sure they keep that ball nice and shiny.
It's going to be a big help. It's 21 overs in. Most probably not going to get a new one in this game. Good defensive shot there by our shadow Fernando, but he wasn't sure as to where he was landing. Had a bit of a look around, but made sure that he covered his stumps.
And it's actually great to see Miguel's adjustment. The first ball went searching, overpitched, thrown straight down the ground. And then he's adjusted the next three balls, the areas that's been working, and it's been the same. Dot ball, dot ball, dot ball.
Yet again, good ball, good batting. It's just a good bit of cricket from the pair of them, Gaal Pretorius and the shadow Fernando. That's what he did well yesterday. He created pressure from his end. And that pressure was let out by Cody Yusuf for the last ball of the innings. So he's got to do the same here for his bowling partner at the other end. Bear Swanepoel or whoever might come in. He's just got to continue to keep there and not search too often.
And that brings to the end 22nd over. Sri Lanka A on 61 for 2, still needing another 113 runs. It's like you say Wayne, it's bowling in partnerships is very important. And as we speak, we see a change from the far end. Homeboy, Mr. Patrick Kruger, taking up the ball on the other side, and it's the fourth bowler for South Africa used in this innings.
Yeah, they finally go to their fourth seamer, to the South Africans in Patrick Kruger. Didn't bowl an awful lot in the first innings, just 13 overs. Got the one wicket, that of the Sri Lankan skipper, Sindhu Bandra. Got him caught at slip. Fantastic catch that was as well from Neil Bryant. Low one-handed catch to his left. Just got it to pop off of a length. And that just caught the outside edge of the skipper. He's going to bowl to him right now. He's going to try and emulate what he did yesterday. Neil Brandt puts himself back at slip. You know what they say? History usually repeats itself.
Oh, that was very close. Good call, Wayne. Good call, Wayne. Like I said, I actually wanted to mention that it's don't change what's working. So Patrick bowling, same fielder in the slip area, so same batter. You think it will play in the captain's mind? What happened in the first innings?
I mean, these guys are superstars, of course, but at the end of the day, they are human. So, of course, it plays in your mind. The question is, how much does it play in your mind? Do you think of, do I not take any risk? Or do I maybe just play him out of the attack? He is South Africa's fourth bowler, after all. I mean, Patrick Kruger is, out of all the bowlers, he's the guy who is going to keep the batters quiet more than the other three seamers. And he's 2 for 2 to start his spell. He's finding that length. That one coming off the shoulder of the back. Good batting. Soft hands. Running it down to Marcus Ackerman there at Gully.
It's just good all-round cricket, good bowling, soft hands with the bat, great fielding. But it's a great area that Patrick is hitting. So, and that's what you want. Like I mentioned earlier, with your change bowler coming up, keep that pressure on.
Yeah, it looks like Neil Brandt has moved himself to about a third slip now, third slip region. I don't think it would carry to first. Pasindo clearly seeing those first two. He walks across this time, looking to get on side of the ball, beg your pardon, off side of the ball, and it turns that one across to Kashilet. Square leg?
The captain Neil Brandt just ran to Patrick. So I wonder what the discussion would be there as the captain of Sri Lanka made the adjustment to walk over, seeing that what the ball is making on that specific area on the off stump.
Yeah, that's the line. Length needs to be pulled back just a tad. But you're watchful here from Pasinto Surya Bandara. A big 61 in the first innings. Minashara Fernando stuck around together for a minute. They made the South Africans toil.
And it's what you said, Wayne. This is probably the partnership that South Africa needs. They need to break this partnership if they want to stand a chance in this match.
They still have an outside chance of winning it.
There's the edge and dropped. There it is. You called it, Wayne. You called it.
Oh yeah, the plan was set up absolutely perfectly. You brought him in. He bowled to his batsman. He found the line. He got his fielder. And this time, Neil Brandt drops what is really a regulation catch there at first slip. Look at it again. Comfortable catching height for him. And the second drop for the South Africans this morning. And what a wicket it would have been to get just before the drinks break.
Lovely set, Cedric.
But yes, the Sri Lankans, they survive yet again. Oh, that man, Neil Brandt.
And Patrick hit the area. And let's look at it again, yeah. And as you mentioned a couple of balls before that, Wayne, he just moved himself wider. I think if he remained in that first slip position, it would have been straight chest height.
Yes, indeed. Tough time to be a South African fan right now. 62 for 2. We take a drinks break.
Hierdie gras het daar goed daar. Hierdie pille het daar goed.
As we come back from our drinks break, we welcome back all our viewers that have tuned in, watching this battle between South Africa A and Sri Lanka A. With ball in hand, Michal Pretorius and Sri Lanka, Nathan, looking for 112 runs to win. A little bit of a missed opportunity just before that drinks break.
Yes, and as we watch it again, I think it's a bit unbelievable. But more of the same from South Africa, but they just need to take their chances.
I do believe the bowling definitely from both ends has been spot on for the morning so far. The bowlers hitting the areas, you know, creating the opportunities. And then there the captain in picture, putting down a bit of a regulation catch there. It's just he should have taken it. It looked like a bit of a, I don't know, almost as if he had a bit of a fright there, Nathan. That's a bit of a grab.
And it's not like he wasn't expecting it, because I was telling Wayne previously that he went down the wicket 2 balls before that, spoke to Patrick, and then Patrick hit the same area, and the opportunity came, and it's like he wasn't ready.
I guess that's why we all love the game of cricket. Stranger things has happened. I do believe maybe a little bit the captain was rushed. He was surprised a little that, you know, the plan actually went as they expected it to. But yeah, a bit of an unexpected turn there, something that the South Africans needed in a crucial time to try and give more of a, you know, a fiery fight against the Sri Lankans for them chasing this 111 to win.
And being a low total, they need to take the chances. They've dropped a couple of chances this morning so far. Oh, that's a good area there by Miguel. So, just have to take your opportunities. Because good batters, like we are seeing from Fernando and Surya Bandara, it's opportunities like that is not going to come often.
Definitely world-class batsmen, and when they give you the opportunity, you need to take them, or it will unfortunately cost you. But moving on, we still hear a little bit of the banter and the chirping and the motivational cheers from the South Africans. You know, once it happens, you move on. You need to focus on the next ball, focus on the next over, and focus on your new plan.
And I see they move their second point back to a wideish third man area. I don't know what you think. Is it too early to be defensive?
I've been actually speaking about this since yesterday, Nathan. You know, South Africa needs to just attack. You know, don't go on the defensive mode. Even with the bat yesterday, it was more of defensive errors that costed them. And Bayers Swanepoel, who we've been speaking about a lot, came in with that good positive intent. Yes, he got a lucky break at one point, getting bowled from a no ball, but then capitalizing from it. You know, good positive intent, positive batting, hard hitting, rearranging the entire Sri Lankan field, because we had about 4 or 5 guys drop to the boundary, then protecting the ropes. So again, at this stage of the game, what do you have to lose?
And if Sri Lanka bats out today, they win the game. And it's as simple as that. So South Africa needs to make the play. And just sending another fielder out to the boundary on the leg side, deep square. Oh, that's a good area.
That concludes Miguel Pretorius' 8th over, conceding 12 runs, not picking up a wicket as of yet. Sri Lanka A, 63 runs for the loss of 2 wickets after 24 overs. In need of Nelson to win 111.
It's definitely needed from South Africa. And I'm going to go the same route as what our colleague mentioned just now. Maybe a follow-up from Patrick? Redemption for our skipper?
I do, and I do believe that, and I'm going to say this, you know, knowing that I'm speaking a bit of a fact here, I think the smile on your face says that you want your Burma lads boy there to, you know, repeat and grab that wicket. Patrick going a bit too straight now to the batsman. Gets a bit of a shy in there. Good backup. But I think from a Burmalads perspective, and this is something that we've been speaking about for the past couple of days, one of our own, son of the soil, a boy of Kimberley, and a boy of your club cricket.
Yes, definitely, Wani. He's been, I think the last couple of years to 3 years, Patrick's game has just elevated to the next level, and it's testament to hard work and dedication. That's why he's there where he is today, and all of us from Kimberley in the Northern Cape is very proud of what he's been achieving in his cricketing career. So and down to earth, very, very down to earth, humble gentleman. So we're all proud, and yes, obviously we do want him to recreate that opportunity and put South Africa just back into this game.
A lot of our viewers would look at Patrick Kruger, and if you do know, he's been receiving a few call-ups to the national team of late. Well deserved, and I think that all sparked up. Very well played there from the captain of Sri Lanka. Would it get over the ropes? Just about reaches the ropes for 4. So as mentioned, a lot of the viewers would possibly have seen Patrick Kruger, in the green and gold strip. But you see that big, built, strong man there. And you might just think, he's not as humble and soft as he is. But contrary to popular belief, he is the most humblest person around. Very soft-spoken. He'll be walking in the mall. It's as if he's not even there. You would never know. So, I mean, one of his good traits that he has in him as a gentleman, in not just in cricket, but in the game itself. Getting the captain to just hang his bat out there. Rivaldo Munsami knowing how close that was.
And Wani, it's just I think we myself and Wayne spoke now previously about how does certain bowlers, what they did to you in the previous innings, stick in your mind. And yes, these batters are just a different quality. You need to be that quality if you want to represent your country at the highest level. But you can just see some nervousness almost from the captain, Surya Bandara. It's the areas that Patrick is hitting. It is, he will make the adjustment to move over, but then it's almost like he go back into his shell.
Another thing that I've been picking up, and it's part of what you're mentioning here, the bowlers so far for South Africa this morning, and I'm comparing this to what I've seen over the past few days. Your Bayes Swanepoel coming in, and I think there's at least an extra 5 or so kilometers faster than what he's been bowling. Patrick Kruger coming in, you see that good carry right through, getting it on the money and getting it hitting Rivaldo Munsami's gloves. There's almost that fire, that extra effort balls that is coming through consistently. And that, I think, it's a good sign going forward. Whatever happens today and what comes from today, for the South African camp, for that seam attack, it is a good positive sign of the boys hitting high numbers, when it comes to bowling, and consistently putting it in the right areas.
Totally agreeing with you there, Wani. And perhaps it will just set them up, like you mentioned, irrespective of what happens in this game, for the next one. Setting up those areas, learning the batters that you've been playing. Although they have been battling in the ODI series just before this, it is important to understand the batters that you play against from bowling's perspective. What's working? And as I'm saying that, wonderful straight drive by Osada Fernando, showing his class there.
Just a classy batsman. He's just a classy package, is Osado Fernando. Currently on 23 runs from 65 balls. The red ball format versus the white ball format, it's a whole complete switch of mentality. I've been speaking about it a lot. If you are there for 65 balls really and only have 23 runs on the board, that shows you're patient, you're hungry, you actually, want to just be at the crease. So no time for frustrations or throwing away your wicket. That just shows the class that he has, Oshado Fernando.
And that's where starting slow, not hitting a boundary in his first, what was it, almost an hour and a half, being out in the middle, and then just switching gears from there on in. So it just shows, and as I said, what a ball there for Miguel. It's just changing, making sure you stay there, and it's important. You're a big wicket, a big asset for your team. So absorbing all that pressure on behalf of your teammates, it just sets your team up well.
Indeed, a quick talk about the pitch also here, Nathan. Again, with Umkati moving on, Kati van Rensburg being the groundsman for many, many years and producing many, many top-class pitches. A bit of big boots to fill. This one, he goes to the pull, gets that top edge, goes over the wicketkeeper's head for one bounce, 4. Again, just coming back to that pitch again, day 4, good bounce, a good carry, not a lot of invariable bounces happening. So big boots for the new, or let me say, the current groundsman to fill when it comes to what Umkati used to produce. But I think we have to give him props for his first wicket that he has prepared. Tsepo is the man in charge of this wicket. He's the accountable officer for preparing this wicket under the leadership of a stadium manager, Sherwin Jacobs. I actually need to commend him on a very good pitch.
No, I think he learned from the best as well, and I've mentioned it earlier as well that, like you said, not a lot of invariable bounce from this side, especially nothing keeping low. It's consistent, and that's where the batsman can play with confidence. It's just about the shaping, and this is where the bowler's quality comes in. But definitely a quality wicket being produced, and as I said previously, he learned from the best. So well done to you, Chepo. Keep up the good work, because this is definitely the type of wickets that we want to see being produced at the Kimberley Oval.
The guy knows it.
Michael Pretorius still charging in here from the comms box end. Sri Lanka A, 77 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. And the 2 world-class batsmen at the crease for Sri Lanka, Oshado Fernando, and then the captain, Basindu Surya Bandara. I want to reverse a little bit, just put the car into reverse gear, Nathan. Yesterday I actually mentioned a bit of a story about Patrick Kruger playing at the B field for Burma lads, and where the hard hitting part comes in, and I think you would recall exactly where he sent a very big 6. Take us through that. I mean, I think you were part of the team that day.
Yes, we were. If I remember correctly, it was our Premier League's T20 final against our local rivals, and we were chasing a modest target, about 120 if I remember correctly, in that region, and Patrick came in and the game finished 7 overs later. So that's just the type of batter he is, and the specific 6 I think that you were referring to was basically into the hockey field opposite, and that's, if you look at the Kimberley Oval, that is out of the stadium, not over the stands, that's out of the stadium. So it just gives you an idea how hard he hits it. And before I continue with that story, Wani, Patrick just continuing from the far end into his 3rd over of the morning, just reflecting on that, a lot of South African viewers, or a lot of people around the world have seen him in the later series against West Indies, and it was the shots that he played in that innings. You can see how hard he hits the ball, and almost with minimal effort. So this man, he hits a ball hard, and he hits it far.
That one just brushing past the off stump. I don't know if that was Surya Bandara knowing exactly where his stumps are, or if he just got off of not having his furniture toppled. In that replay, you can just watch it there, Nathan. Patrick coming up. Look at that, nipping back and just going past the top of off.
And that's hitting a certain area consistently, that back of a length area. The ball just nipping back.
This time, just a bit too full, bit too straight. Surya Bandara definitely knowing where the ball was on that shot.
And definitely, like I mentioned it earlier, a lot of times this morning so far as well, correcting, seeing where the ball is pitched, and just correcting, just stepping over onto the offside and clipping it down straight to his mid or on area, as you will see. See, just stepping over to the offside.
Again, good use of the Sri Lankans' feet. And then again, that quick hands and strong wrists comes into play, taking it from offside and dispatching it for 4 on the leg. This time, not a lot of movement there from him, just waiting for it, and for defensive, blocking it down.
There's still a lot of aggressive fielding positions for South Africa. As Sri Lanka require another 93 runs to win this first unofficial test match. Short ball there from Patrick. Ball just not coming up too much from that area there. And I just believe that South African bowlers mustn't go away from what has been working for them so well this morning. It's just it's almost frustration setting in, opportunities being created, play-in misses being had, and nothing sticks at the moment. Just the 1 wicket this morning so far. South Africa must keep themselves in the game here.
You know, I always kind of gauge, just the energy on the field by the vocalness of the players. So out of a scale of 1 to 10 from where they've been, we've heard them at 10s already. I would say they dropped, the energy levels have dropped to about a 6.5, which is a concerning factor. You need to mentally still stay in the game, mentally still, take the fight to the Sri Lankans. Yes, missed opportunities, that does happen in the game of cricket. You need to make it count when it comes. The old saying as little young cricketers at, mini cricket level, catches wins matches. So when it comes, you need to take it, you need to capitalize on it, and just take that fight to the Sri Lankans now from the South African perspective.
No, I definitely have been very quiet. Just before I continue, that brings to the end of Patrick's third over. Sri Lanka A is 81 for 2 after 27 overs bowled, requiring another 93 runs for victory. So it's very important, especially from a bowler's perspective. If your fielders are behind you, your keeper constantly talking, constantly yapping away, as they would say. So it's just been a bit quiet from that dropped opportunity just before the drinks break for South Africa.
Now bowling change for South Africa. And we're going to see the off spinner, Pren Subrayan, coming in. Pren has been a little bit unfortunate in his first innings bowling. He actually picked up a wicket off his first ball, and then I think the captain has been looking at this track as a more seamier track. So relying on his seam bowlers more than what he's been relying on both Pren and himself, the captain, as the spinners in the team. So that's the unfortunate part. Pren not getting a lot more overs than I think we would have loved to have seen, especially from the other end. But it also boils down to a fact that, the Sri Lankans spin and Sri Lanka is like in the same WhatsApp group. They try and take on the spin more than what they're taking on the seamers. But with that being said, it also creates a lot more opportunities. Taking on the spinner, something edged up high, something caught on the boundary. Nathan, I don't know where the thinking was, but I would assume that was it at the end of the day.
No, definitely, and I would say that Sri Lanka is very, very strong in spin. As you mentioned, they from a country that they come from, the wickets that they play on, so spin is second nature to them. It's a good ball there from the outside off, but just again, Fernando just knowing the ability of the wicket, assessing it, and just stepping outside off and just blocking that one, just letting him go through, hitting his pad.
You'll notice the South Africans has got a little bit of protection on that leg side boundary. And that's because a shot of Fernando's go-to shot to try and, release a bit of pressure is that slog sweep. And he's also got an insanely good reverse slog sweep. We've witnessed it. And, so looking to maybe get him, just to lose a little bit of the plot and send it down somebody's throat on the leg side boundary.
With a batter like that, obviously I'm not a spin bowler, but with a batter like that, what you do as a spinner, you can get swept on the offside, or reverse swept on the offside, you can get swept on the leg side, and when he connects it. Some great fielding there.
Tsepang Ditole taking it, could have been a bit of an awkward hit against the body. Might need some medical attention, but getting up back onto his feet.
He's a strong fella.
I've said this a few times over the past couple of days. When you take it on the body, mentally you just need to say, inside for my country. Oh, Pren looking to trap him. But a shot of Fernando again off the back foot. Good wrists, good awareness, and just plays it around down leg for one.
Only just before we get the last ball delivered, what's your take on how Kimberley has shown off the last 4 days with regards to the weather?
Quite honestly, I do not know who brought this weather to Kimberley. Whoever came from Cape Town to Kimberley, please, you can please kindly take your weather back. It's been a little bit of a winter in August, September type of thing. Gets it. The captain stunned. Fernando Sobrian gets that breakthrough.
Surya Bandara, the captain, just walking too far outside off there, and his leg stump is uprooted.
Just watching that replay there. Went way too far over there, like past his off stump, leaving that leg stump exposed and missing it. We just spoke about, the good wristy action of the Sri Lankans, how they easily would turn it around leg for ones or twos. And this time, not so lucky there for the captain, as his leg stump is knocked over.
Yeah, just a tad too far outside off, and maybe just a little bit extra spin as well there by Pren. So, kudos to him, well bowled.
Sri Lanka now 82 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. still looking for 92 runs for victory over the South Africans. Watching that replay again there, you'll see the captain's trigger movement and starts moving way across, leaving that leg stump exposed and toppled over by Pren Subrayan. Also to our viewers all across the world, don't forget our Proteas women will be taking on England women this coming summer for 3 T20 international matches, 3 one-day international matches, and 1 test match from the 15th to the 18th of December. Visit www.cricket.co.za for more information and get your tickets. Hashtag Waza Nawe, hashtag be a part of it. So to all our cricket lovers and supporters of the ladies Protea team, please go out in numbers, show your support, turning positive times for ladies cricket in South Africa. We've got the bowling change of Cody Youssef coming from the country club end. Starts off there with the dot ball, and we welcome back into the comms box, Wayne.
Yeah, good to be back. Great timing on my part. South Africa finally break that partnership. Just hang around that 50 mark. But I think probably done a bit of heavy lifting. Only 92 now left to win. So we see the groundsmen running onto the field. I think they need a different bail. As, I think Fernando Subrayan might have destroyed that last one. Yes, this is an in for South Africa. It's a route, an opportunity for them to get another just before the lunch time. Good news for Sri Lanka is that man is still there and is still looking like the classy batsman that he is. Quality cricket shot. That's an on drive on the up from Oshada Fernando.
Yes, again, the true class of Oshada Fernando just coming out there after, seeing his captain making his way back to the change room. It's business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual, and important for the Sri Lankans that he continues in that vein. That one capped a tad low. So it just shows you that this man has been in for 135 minutes now. Not too much is surprising him. Cody Youssef had a fantastic spell this morning, picked up a wicket. That's off Noanidu Fernando. It's his first spell in this innings from the country club in. To see if he can extract something from that little patch that we've been talking about from day one. The famous patch by now.
Famous/infamous. To some, depending on what side of the ball you're on there, Wayne. Again, I actually spoke about this with Nathan early on. For day 4 at the Oval, after the legendary Umkat van Rensburg has moved on from the Kimberley Oval, and I think this is the first pitch that Tsepo has prepared now. I actually need to commend him again, Tsepo, for actually putting together a very well pitch there. That time on the back foot, pulled it, a throw for 4. Oshada Fernando, again, just showing that class. Cody Youssef dropping it a bit too short in that line, and then just being dispatched to the boundary. Business as usual for Oshada Fernando. No pressure for him. He just lost his captain, just lost a wicket.
Yeah, ball is still the same ball being bowled to him, apparently. Does not play the situation whatsoever, does Oshada Fernando. And that's more corrections from that previous shot, where the one that kept low, and he just pulled out of the pull shot, this time well in front of square. And no chance for Sine Kashile down there. And just going back to the groundsman. Yeah, it did say on day 2 that this wicket has given us a fair battle between bat and ball. Not too many gremlins in it, apart again from that infamous patch. But yeah, there's been a little bit of something for everyone. Seen a couple of hundreds. Seen a big 7-for, 4-for as well, a couple of 4-fors in the first innings for both sides. So yeah, it's given us a very great tussle between bat and ball as this wicket.
Definitely a good balance of a battle going on there, between bat and ball. And normally, or not normally, there are times when it's but then you just have that shot there. Hollywood Bets. We need to speak about Hollywood Bets a little bit more and the involvement, Wayne, in cricket in our country now. So big shout out to Hollywood Bets there. We will be dropping a few of the activities that Hollywood Bets and Cricket South Africa has, jointly taken on now to produce a lot more positive moves for the game of cricket in the country.
Especially in that fast-growing women's side of the sport. Prince O'Brien continues 1 for 1. And Nathan asked me earlier, who do I think would be maybe the game changer from a South African standpoint? I say Prince O'Brien. I would like to see what he could do on this day 4 pitch. And what a great start that was for him in his first over.
I mentioned to Nathan that, Prince O'Brien may be a bit unfortunate not to be, given the ball a lot more in this battle. Again, just kind of assuming that the captain looked more at the track itself and thought maybe, something in there, a lot more in there for the seamers. And if you look at what Sri Lanka done, exactly the same. And Isita taking that 7 for 34, his personal best. So, that could be the unfortunate part. But immediately, Pren coming in and getting that breakthrough, it's something that he done in his first innings bowling. I think got a wicket off his first ball.
Use of the feet. Looking to go straight over the bowler, comes off the outside half of the bat. They'll get 2. Encouraging signs that for Sir Brian and the South African A team. And Sri Lanka bowled short of 110 overs in their first innings, 37 to spin. South Africa bowled about 90 and only 18 to spin. So clearly the seamers, the way to go. Sri Lanka's second innings, albeit being 31 overs, only had a couple of overs from the spin in Nishan Perry's. And yeah, this is only the second spin over from South Africa. Switch hit! Impact, maybe outside. And a shot at the stumps there from Marcus Ackerman. Caught Rivaldo Munsami unaware. Interesting stuff here from Oshada Fernando. Switch hit at this time of the game too.
Spoke to Nathan a little bit early on. I've seen that his release shot. It's either going to be a little bit of a slog sweep, and what we've seen also in his first innings was that reverse slog, and that again there just happening. Obviously, getting the outside half of the bat, looking at going over, didn't work out. Maybe a bit of frustration, and maybe just want to show a little bit more dominance. This time he goes back to the conventional straight bat shot. Getting through for 1 run.
Yeah, President's Brown has ball, better balls. And, stuff like that to a man like Oshara Fernando. He's going to enjoy that all day. One ball left in this 30th over. Quick little meeting between bowler, captain and keeper. Last time this happened, it brought about an opportunity for the South Africans. Obviously, don't need to remind you how that ended out.
I think there is not one South African watching this game that wants to be reminded about what that outcome was. Could have changed the game a lot early on for the South Africans. Could have put the Sri Lankans under a lot more pressure. Could have, would have, should have.
Double T in the over. 4 off it. Sri Lanka only 80 away now.
Cricket South Africa and Hollywood Bets are excited to bring you the Hollywood Bets Pro Series Women Professional League, made up of the Hollywood Bets Pro 50 and Hollywood Bets Pro 20, starting Friday, 4th of October 2024. For more information, please do visit www.cricket.co.za. Hashtag it's our time, hashtag Woza Nawe.
It's definitely their time. And it's hashtag it's our time for the supporters to go to the grounds and support the ladies. Got a big international summer for them as well. As Cody Yusuf continues, I went down the leg side. See, something that my producer pointed out to me a couple of minutes ago was the Sri Lankan seems to be now batting on off stump on that end to try and combat that little patch there. And you might have seen a few from PS Swanepoel just going down the leg side, and another one there from Cody Yusuf.
Yeah, definitely because of that that movement and that little bit of, doubt of what actually is going to come out of it once that ball hits that area. The Sri Lankans has been moving across, trying to get the entire body behind the line, just outside the off stump. For the one that nips back, to rather hit the body outside of the line of off, and maybe get the body behind an edge that they might get. So yeah, definitely a strategy from the batsman, just to try and combat, what they're facing. So again, good awareness. Definitely again, just showing classiness from the batsman.
And I think that's been the sparkling contrast between the 2 second innings from these two sides. The South Africans just tended to hang back a bit, as Oshara Fernando continues to put the South African bowlers to the sword. That's a lofted on drive from him this time. He is absolute class, is Oshara Fernando. He moves to 47.
Beautiful to watch and good to see Oshara Fernando continuing in good form for the Sri Lankans. Definitely in that conversation of their national selectors to get that national caller. That boundary takes Sri Lanka A to 98 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. And now needing 76 runs for the victory over South Africa. What do you bowl to a batsman of this class and brilliance, Wayne? He brings up his 50.
Well, I think the answer to that is not that. As Oshara Fernando brings up yet again a 44th first-class 50. Continues to show his brilliance. It's one of 90 balls. He started, I think, his first 60 balls without a boundary, and he's kicked on for them. And there he is, A 44th first class 54 shot of Fernando. It takes the Sri Lankans over the 100 mark. And yet again, bringing them much, much closer to that victory target. Another look at that from Cody Yusuf. As we go back live, short ball, pulls it. Maybe just not coming as quickly to his bat this time, and he pulls it straight to the man at mid-on. But yeah, that was a classy shot from him. Just using the pace of Cody Yusuf, who continues to run in hard. And there's been worse ways batters have gotten to 50.
Cody Yusuf coming in to bowl his last ball of his 8th over. That's a shot of Fernando's 42nd first class 50 that just came up. Works this one around, gets a single, keeps a strike. And yeah, that's again what the world-class batsman would do, knowing that Janith is new at the crease, only faced 2 balls, and doesn't want to lose another early wicket, or let me say another wicket for the Sri Lankans. So rotate the strike and keep your informed batsman on strike.
Yes, indeed, and there's also been this seemingly a bit of a switch from his mentality. I think he's now very comfortable with understanding where the pounce is going. Now he's just decided just to take it into 3rd, maybe even 4th gear right now.
I tell you what, Wayne, it's either that or Sharon Fernando is longing for that chai tea and wants to get this over and done with so that he can go and have a pot of it.
Yeah, it's been the theme for the Sri Lankans throughout the match. There's that sweet, sweet chai tea. Yeah, they move closer now, 103 for 3, 71 away. 12 minutes away from that lunch break. So yeah, also maybe a little bit of, let me get this done quickly. Get on the plane, head back home. And see what I can do for the national team. This is obviously assuming he gets that call. Good shot. Yet again. Just continues to bully the South African bowlers.
I don't think a lot of pressure is actually being put onto Oshado Fernando. It's almost as if, from what we can see, and his body language and his, choice of shots that he's going to, it's as if he's having a little bit of a I don't know, a practice session, it's just jotting down Pranel, getting it there in the line, not interested. But it's almost as like he's just having a little bit of a practice training session, a middle. Yeah, Wayne, it's just all in that body language. He's like, okay, guys, I just want to get done with this. It's just doing my job. Let's get it over and done with. That type of vibe that one sees just from that body language. Ooh,
there's the right reaction there. That one just turning sharply and just keeping it tight low as well. But good work by Janith. Just to get his bat down in time.
What they call that ball in Durban?
69 overs left in the day. 69 runs to win.
That switch of Oshado Fernando also, when you can actually see that in the field, from what the field placings are now for Oshado. A lot of protection on all of the boundaries.
Point in giving him boundaries. or played that. Risty, very, very risty in that flick. And a comfortable single to conclude the 32nd.
Quick hands and strong wrists. And over the completion of the 32nd over for Sri Lanka, 105 runs for the loss of 3 wickets, needing 68 runs for victory. And the man in form for Sri Lanka, Fernando, currently on 53 runs after facing 95 balls. The captain looks like he will be taking the ball there now. A little bit of spinning from both sides. That Sri Lankan camp looking nice and relaxed there on that leather of the Blues.
Yeah, there are a few chuckles there. Good spirits. Skipper just walked back in, but I don't think they're feeling any sort of pressure right now. And yeah, I think we've spoken about this. Seeing the 2 spinners in operation. Let's see if that was just wishful thinking on my part, or if there is something here for the spinners, especially from that far end, the country club end. Here's Neil Brunt. Should be looking for 2, yeah? And they are going to get it. Just very leisurely ran that first one. And I thought they were not going to come back. Nice shot call from Oshara, and they're able to come back for the 2.
Captain Neil Brunt, I think, also looking just to target that infamous area and see if there's anything out there for the spinners. A little bit of extra movement, a little bit of, bounce maybe. Has protection down there. Fernando just getting 1 run.
Yeah, he looks very, very comfortable, does Fernando. Unbothered.
Normal day at the office.
Yeah, just another day, another dollar. Not too sure about this field placing for Janet Lenanage. But he'll be happy to see these gaps, and just like that, just turn around the corner, get a single. Don't think you got any pat on that. But poorly directed that from Neil Brunt down the next side. And again, more bars against Rivaldo Munsami's name.
I think always a bit of a tough one for the keeper there, especially, having that batsman half turn and face the face of the bat to your direction to try and hit that ball past you. So, but unfortunately, buzz against the wicketkeeper's name.
Yeah, Fernando looked to feel at that last one. He's going to want to keep that away from his game. Marcus Ackerman is there at slip. Maybe precisely for that. Ends the over with a single. Productive one from a Sri Lankan standpoint. 7 come off it. They now need 61 to win. They wouldn't be too happy right now, would they?
Yes, I think a very serious topic happening there, Wayne. We kind of just been accustomed to just seeing the Sri Lankan management team walking around the field. And it would be interesting to, just be a little bit of a mosquito on the shirt there to hear what's going on, because we can't say flies. There's no walls there, Wayne.
Yeah, I think from a South African standpoint, really can't say that the bowling hasn't been too great. But yeah, they will always look back at this game and say that third innings is where everything went south for them.
You know, just reflecting back on the past 3 days, Wayne, I still do believe, you know, after day two, very, very balanced for both teams. You know, both teams still in it. You know, still a lot of great cricket that could have came through, you know, from both teams on day three. Unfortunately, though, for South Africa, just crumbling, and that very big collapse to get a lot more runs for the Sri Lankans to chase is the disappointing factor. And I think, again, Mr. J actually pointed out day three being the moving day. And that is exactly what happened. We moved away from, what we had to put down and then get the guys to be chasing or to defend at least.
Yeah, I think everybody around us spoke about 230 would have been interesting. But I mean, the way it's going right now, 113 for 3. Looks like the Sri Lankans would have walked it home. But yeah, that's behind them now, obviously, from a South African standpoint. And you would want to look forward. But this morning's session maybe hasn't gone as well as they would have wanted to. Certainly not as well as they would have needed to get themselves back in the game. Quick run. Haven't seen too many of those. Haven't looked to take too many risks with the running, have the Sri Lankans. At that time, just dropping and running.
Yeah, no, definitely 9 out of 10 times we saw Oshada just having a little bit of a leisure stroll to the other side of the wicket. And this time putting it down and getting in a little bit more speed to get to the other side there. Patrick Kruger was also chasing that ball down. So, you know, South Africans are going to look at any and every opportunity now going into lunch.
Yeah, that lunch break you speak of is 3 minutes away. So quite possibly this Prince O'Brien over, maybe another Neil Brunt over from the other end. Just Prince O'Brien just taking his time right now, getting his field in the right place. Bear Swanepoel has run in from a dippish mid-wickets to a short catching one. About 10 off from the batsman. Just taking their time, yeah. Maybe they don't want to bowl another one before lunch. We saw the Sri Lankans do this yesterday a bit. But I mean, he's a spinner. It's going to be hard to fill 2 minutes in for 2 balls. Oh, that pinned him back a bit, that Yanit Lianage. Maybe Prince O'Brien will rule not bowling a lot, maybe a little bit earlier then.
Yeah, Prince sending that one a lot quicker through, even still getting a little bit of turn there. This one, he throws it up in the air. Placed past point. Comes back for 2 runs. Concludes the over for Prendelin O'Brien. His 4th over. Current stats: 1 wicket for 9 runs conceded. Sri Lanka A, 114 for the loss of 3 wickets. And we've got a little bit of a partnership building here between Ushada Fernando. Obviously, Ushada Fernando being the main banker of that numbers. Janeth just playing a little bit of a supporting role there. It's what he has to do. It's match awareness. He does not have to take any risks there, Wayne. With 58 runs remaining on the board for victory. And we have our captain, Neil Brunt, coming in from the country club end.
Yeah, for those who are not aware, if the umpire gets to the stumps before 12 o'clock, they bowl another one. You can see that everybody just trying to walk slowly. It is 12 o'clock right now. That's maybe why they wouldn't have wanted to bowl another one. Neil Brunt missing his length altogether. Full toss. Easy pickings for a man in the touch of Oshara Fernando.
Just looking at it again there, Neil Brunt missing it all, giving it a bit of a too much flight, and with Oshada also using his feet, made that into a full toss, and then dispatches it over the ropes for another boundary for the Sri Lankans. Again, good use of the feet. Good use of the feet there from Oshada, this time sending it straight over the captain's head for another boundary, 4 runs.
Yeah, this could be a damaging over this for the South Africans. I think everybody already into lunch mode. And the Oshara Fernando just giving everybody a little bit of a wake up here. First one was a full toss. Deserved to be punished. This time using his feet. And just inflicting more pain on the South African skipper.
A little bit of appeal there, not interested from the captain himself there. You only see Rivaldo and Sammy and Marcus Ackerman going up there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's just a couple of them that got excited there. Nobody else. Neil Brunt just signaling, throw me the ball back. Let me have another go, mate.
Gotcha.
And just a bit of a chuckle from Wayne and myself. Oshada Fernando. I can say, if you could hear me say, it is not possible to finish the game before lunch. Not as much as you're trying, like not enough boundaries will actually finish the game with Oshada. But yeah, you cannot stop him.
Come on, Chica.
Well, he's giving it a shot. He's giving it a right old try. He's attacked 3 out of 4 balls. This time going all the way. And that one sailing over the fence. Bit of bat there. Looking for the reverse sweep. Again, he's been attacking now. And it just falls short. Or well short, rather, for Marcus Ackerman, who was chasing there at slip. And hands on hips there from South African skipper. What else do we need to do here?
What we need to do is, Wayne, we need to hope that the caterer has prepared a little bit of a traditional meal for our boys. Maybe a little bit of a braai platter for the boys, you know. Just get that little bit of SAGs back into their lives to try and come and defend the remainder of 45 runs as we head into to lunch. We definitely know that the Sri Lankans' chai tea is waiting and ready to be consumed.
Yeah, South Africa definitely need a little bit of something in this 40-minute break. Something to maybe just put a jolt of spice into their veins. But there's a look at the Sri Lankan batting card here in the second innings. Yeah, just that one name standing out and standing out brightly. Oshara Fernando, 72 off 109. He's built a 47-run partnership now with that man, Yanit Lianage, who's only on 5. That just tells you how much of carrying he is doing. But there we are. 129 for 3, 35 overs bowled. It's 12:04 local time, and it's time for us to get a bite.
Brilliant Brian bowling from the commentary end. Those of you who were fortunate to watch the pre-lunch session, you've most probably seen a masterclass in batting from Oshado Fernando. He's 73 not out.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. J. So we're heading into our final, presumably final session of this unofficial test match.
Yes, we are, and but cricket's a funny game, Nathan. 2 or 3 wickets, and then the context of the game changes.
And also with a long break in between play. Maybe that just helps South Africa. It's a good start there by Sir Brian. First over right after lunch. Straight on to the money. And that is a missed opportunity. Ball spin past the batsman and the keeper and goes down for 4 byes. I would take that as an opportunity.
Definitely a chance. Munsami missing the ball. Definitely a chance for a stumping.
And this is the opportunities that South Africa need to take now. Like we said, game of cricket is a funny game. So if you get that 1 or 2 quick wickets, might just be back into the game.
You're 100% correct there, Nathan.
No, don't do that. Over.
And another one. What happened there?
That was definitely an opportunity. Ball, some good spin there, and just walked right past the ball. 2 opportunities in 2 balls for South Africa.
Definitely 2 stumping chances missed by South Africa, and 2 that you really think that Munsami would, with his quality, would be able to do. Just missed it completely.
Yeah, it's actually mind-boggling that it's tough opportunities, but a player of his quality, it's supposed to be straightforward. From the far end, we have Miguel Pretorius bowling his 10th over. Sri Lanka A needing another 40 runs for victory. It is one thing is for certain though, Mr. J, that they seem like they come out after lunch with an aggressive mindset, because that was obviously 2 opportunities, but 2 opportunities that was an aggressive mindset of batting.
Yes, for sure. They it seems like they need to get on with it now. But Pretorius bowling to Fernando, whose bat now feels like it's a surfboard.
I think we've mentioned this over the last couple of hours many times, that he's a quality batsman, and with the upcoming tour or series versus New Zealand, I think he's just basically cemented his spot there.
No, I think he knocked the door down. If he doesn't get selected, I would be very interested to see that top 6 of Sri Lanka going to New Zealand.
Some field place changes here for South Africa, but I would still feel like they should still remain attacking. It's Sri Lanka is going to win this game if they bat out today. So it's all about taking wickets, and the way you take wickets is being attacking in the field as well.
No, Nathan, you're 100% right there. And now they've gone to really defensive with the short third man, short third man, fine leg out, square leg out, and all the fielders in the ring really push back. And Fernando just paddles that around to third man for a single.
It does also look like they seems to have a tactic here to have a more attacking field towards the new batter, Janeth, in for 40 minutes, but he's only faced 13 balls in this partnership, and the partnership is 53. So I think the idea is to get Fernando off strike, but they need wickets.
Yeah, I mentioned it off commentary to one or two of the production team members that there was like a string of about 4 or 5 overs where Fernando definitely farmed the strike. So so every 5th ball or 6th ball that you take a single. So yeah, he's been the dominant batter in this partnership.
And we were actually speaking about it earlier as well, where he had faced like 60 balls in that, somewhere in that region, and never hit the boundary yet in his innings, and then all of a sudden it just unleashed. And when we look at it again, he's on 11 boundaries in the innings already, staring down for another 100 on the cards here.
He's a quality batter. Just seems to have so much time, you know. Just seems to have so much time.
And that brings to the end the 37th over. Sri Lanka A still needing another 37 runs for victory, and it will be interesting to see the main side, or some might say the Sri Lanka versus Proteas later in the year, when the Proteas men take on Sri Lanka for a 2 Test match series and a full Pakistan tour this summer, with your favourite Pink Day taking place on Sunday 22 December. You can get your tickets at www.cricket.co.za. #HosenAway, #be part of it. Mr. J, it will be interesting to see if Fernando will be part of that series. I know it's still a few months away, and they still have another series versus New Zealand also that will take place before that one. But it will be interesting to see if he will be involved in any way.
Yeah, that is the importance of games like these. The SAC.
And I don't know what you call that. It is a reverse slap through the cover area for another boundary.
He literally stopped me in my tracks because he literally just switched and pulled it straight across with nobody being there, slapped it away for 4 runs. He literally looked like he's batting on another planet, let alone on another wicket. It takes him to 79, Fernando. Yeah, I was just saying that these series is between the A sides. They literally send players out here to come and play, get to know the conditions, and an LBW shout, but outside the line, and get their players to come down to the country, have a look at it, so that they could prepare for the series coming up, which is the main the two main sides playing against each other. And it would be interesting also to see 1 or 2 of the South African players playing here today, who will then knock on the door of the Proteas team to play against Sri Lanka.
And it's definitely in that way also making sure that given the opportunity, you take it with both hands. And obviously with two standout performers like Osada, Fernando, and Isita, taking the opportunities with both hands, making sure that they are noticed in the series.
Go a little bit more and walk in.
It's good bowling. Quick single there to Patrick at fine leg, short fine leg, but rushing through for a single there. Takes Lanka A to 143 for 3. Busy with the 38th over. Still needing another 31 runs for victory.
Here's another little duel that will happen now. Sri Lanka needing 31 runs and Fernando needing 20 runs for his 100. You'll see a game within a game now. Because obviously you would want to get that 100 in order to make sure that the selectors can take note.
And I don't think there will be any way that... Oh, and that was straight, but I think the angle... Yeah, the angle probably took the LBW out there. But it's like you say, Mr. J, if he gets that 20 runs, there's no way that he cannot be his name not be on that list. Let's look at the replay there.
Just have a look at this. Just outside, eh? Dad outside? Lucky, Fernando.
There's a mark there on the curve. Let's check it. No, I'm
You know, I've watched a lot of cricket over in my time. And it always boggles my mind that the Fernando can hit the ball so cleanly down the ground. He's got all the shots in the book that he would pull out an unconventional sweep like that and get out the LBW.
And just you want to say it's a lack of concentration, but it's more of, but I believe it's now more of getting to that 100 mark before the team gets over the total, and it takes away from the actual quality with the shots that he plays and the type of batsman that he is to try the reverse sweep in that way. And if you lose your wicket in that way, you are going to be disappointed.
Our Proteas women will be taking on England this coming summer for 3 T20 international matches, 3 ODI internationals and 1 test match from the 15th to the 18th of December.
Oh, no!
Pretoria's back in, just fended out, no run.
I just feel South Africa's field is attacking at the moment, but you need to attack from both sides. It's no use trying to defend 31 runs with over 60 overs left in the day.
Oh, no!
Good area there by Miguel. So I just believe South Africa need to just to find that initiative to be more attacking during the next period. It's also important, just like the first half an hour after the start of play, but the first half an hour after lunch break as well, to make sure that you're on top. And Sri Lanka has not shown any form of not being in concentration and not knowing what their goal is at the end of the day after lunch. And as I said, that a bit too straight by Miguel, and this ball just tickled the way down to fine leg for 4 runs, which brings Sri Lanka ever more closer to their target.
He just moved right across his stumps and just fended that one off his body. There was some ooh and ahs from the Proteas, but I think he was in control of that shot, Janath, and has gone for 4. A very quick single, sharp single, and Pretorius hitting the stumps, but the batsmen are in. Is that a leg by? It's given as runs. Again, it comes to your point, Sri Lanka needing 20 odd runs, and yet they take a sharp single, and there's the wicket. Kashile taking a sharp catch on the boundary, and that brings the end of a very well constructed innings from Oshada, Fernando.
And that's just the aggressiveness in trying to get to the 100. So don't take anything away from that innings. It was a brilliant innings from start to finish, and just trying to assert himself ever the more. So relook at that catch, brilliant catch taken there, and to see the back of Oshada, Fernando.
Sinatemba, Koshile out on the boundary, taking a very good catch after a very sharp, short pitch ball from Mikael Pretorius to the in batsman Fernando. And yeah, does the complexion of the game change?
As you said earlier, Mr. J, cricket is a funny game. One might just bring 2. And it's a good directed short ball as well.
It's
You
a
had to
very good
fetch
short
it.
ball. On day one, we spoke about the fact that the squad have 3 wicket keepers in it. Keshile being one of them, and being out there on the boundary, having to take catches without gloves on. That's the batting scorecard of Sri Lanka, 148 for 4.
Oh, sorry, on the power keeper, left-hander.
They now need 26 runs to win this game. South Africa, 6 wickets. And Subrayan still bowling from the commentary box end.
And it's going to be interesting to see what South Africa's move is from this way forward, because I think both these bowlers have been bowling really well, especially Subrayan, with the areas that he's been hitting. And I think he's gone out back over the wicket. So I think it's a better ploy for him, especially with regards to the LBW opportunity as well. So I think this is a good move to just come back over the wicket. And just push to the vacant cover area for a single, which bring the new batsman on strike. So now Dunisha on to strike, left-hand batsman.
Yeah, the point you made about Subrian bowling over the wicket, he brings all three options to get a wicket to the right hand, and now he's going to bowl to the left-handed Denisha, and immediately goes over the wicket. I'm sorry, around the wicket.
And he's been getting some spin as well, so it'll be interesting battle, this one. And first ball you face, you sweep it.
First ball swept around the corner, straight to a fielder. Not sure if the risk is worth it.
Yeah, and they don't want to open the door up for South Africa here. And to keep that door shut.
Punched into the offside by the left-hander. Square of the wicket for a single. Now we're coming back to the tussle with Subrian bowling to the right-handed Janath.
Hey, boy.
Patrick Kurgan nearly going the wrong direction.
Almost over anticipating there. The previous single has brought up Lanka A's 150. So 150 for 4. 39.4 overs. The 150 came up.
Just a tug off his hips, just for a single into the square leg area. Some exciting news from Cricket South Africa and Hollywood Bets. They are excited to bring you the Hollywood Bets Pro Series Women's Professional League, made up of the Hollywood Bets Pro 50 and the Hollywood Bets Pro 20, starting on Friday, the 4th of October 2024. For more information, visit www.cricket.co.za. And again, Miguel Pretorius bowling from the country club end. This is a period in the game where it seems as if time and the players all stand still to wait for something to happen.
Just driving outside off. It's a bit of a risk to take at this stage.
Yeah, he really pushed at that one. Didn't seem as if he had it under control.
And this is where I feel, Mr. Joy, that if South Africa is just a little bit more aggressive, that could have been an opportunity.
Could have been another opportunity, and yet it doesn't still warrant a field change. Another good ball from Pretorius. Unexpected bounce again. Janath just taking a walk down to do some farming, and he goes to knock on that very infamous spot that we knew was there, and just tries to tap it down.
Just a little bit of a pitch there. Cover drive. Just a wide, just wide off mid off, and Janath hits the ball straight for another boundary to Sri Lanka, moving them so much closer to the target. 19 more needed, and South Africa need they need another breakthrough or two at this stage. With that replay, you could see he just missed that area that he's been hitting well last couple of deliveries.
Yeah, just overpitched a little bit, and then with the quality of the Sri Lankan batsman, literally got into position and beautiful cover drive for 4.
And just with that change as well there, Mr. J, you could see with that shot being played, I don't believe it was a good ball, to be honest with you. I think it was just an overpitched ball, but they've changed the field.
Now they're changing the field for bad ball. Short ball, and he's not interested. He just lets it go past. That's 1 for the over.
Okay.
And then just some more news, exciting news for our cricket lovers out there. The exciting men's domestic T20 is scheduled to start on Friday, the 27th of September, just under 2 weeks away. At 6 p.m. at DP World Wanderers, where the defending champions will take on their Yuxkay rivals, the Momentum Multiply Titans. With an essence that ignited hometown pride, the season promises not to just be pure cricket excellence, but a celebration of communities, shared values, and the passion that unites them. We call all the fans to rally behind your team as players gear up to showcase their powers on the field. Visit www.cricket.co.za for more information. #Wozanawe, #be part of it.
It's a bumper season of cricket, both for the Proteas men, Proteas women, and then very exciting T20 domestic competition starting at the end of September. And again, very big interest in the T20 competitions, because on the 1st of October is the auction for the SA20, and it would be great to see some more of our local talent getting an opportunity to play in the SA20 that will be played in January.
And I also believe, Mr. J, that this draft is actually very exciting because there's been a lot of movement between the sides during the last couple of months, retaining few players, but a lot of players not being retained and going into the draft as well, and big opportunity for some of the youngsters.
Yes, I think the big move was the fact that the English players were all available, and there's some big signings with the SA20 franchises signing some big names from England. So Brian, around the wicket to Danisha, the little left-hander. A very gentle little touch, beats the fielder at square leg, and it goes for 4.
Great effort there in point area by Swanepoel, but it's been in vain. It's not really that short, but his reaction was brilliant there by Danisha. So just getting it down to the point area for 4, which bring Sri Lanka A needing another 14 runs to win the first unofficial test match between the two sides.
Wide down leg side and a little feather, and it goes down the boundary, and 4 runs to Danisha. And we're now down to single figures for Sri Lanka to win. Or not yet. 10.
But Dinari there, Mr. J.
I actually wanted to use David Lloyd's words, start the car, let us go.
But Sri Lanka has been in a hurry the last just a few overs before lunch and right after lunch as well. So a loud call of no there. And it's just it's almost like they're just finding the gap, Mr. J. They whatever shot they're playing, they're just finding the gap, whether it's a nick or whether it's out of the middle of the bat, they're just finding that gaps.
Now, I must say that if there's one thing that stood out for me over these last 4 days was the manner in which the Sri Lankans were batting. It just seems as if they have so much time, they've got beautiful hands, and their placement is like immaculate. There's a lesson or two for us, you know.
I would also say it's the way they go about the innings as well. It's apart from the shot selections, it's taking your time. They always say when you come in as a new batter, take your time. You will catch up to the balls that you faced. Obviously, we're speaking about a test match here,
Yeah.
but you will still find it so much easier the longer you bat. Oh, that was an opportunity for South Africa again there. So diving in there, but safely home for a single, which now officially brings the total needed still into single digits.
Thank you, Nathan. Now I see it's single digits. A very sharp single by Denisha. Straight to the fielder at short third man, and they take a single. Denisha will still be on strike. Long discussion as to who will bowl. It seems as if the captain has given his hat. Oh no, not the captain, it's still Miguel Pretorius that will continue his spell. Going to bowl his 13th over now, Miguel Pretorius to the left-handed Denisha.
And yeah, it's very difficult from a captain or fielding side point of view from here on, with the batting side only needing 9 runs to win. What type of field do you set now? It's two shots, then the game is done.
In his previous over, he also used the short ball more than what he did in an innings. So it seems as if he's still having a full go at the batsman. Yeah, normally they set the inside-outside field because of you don't want to bring all your players in because then it's just 2 shots and the game is over. So you still want to protect the boundaries.
Yeah, it's absolute silence out there at the moment. So South Africa just needs, or maybe just give us some excitement with a wicket or two just before it goes over the ropes. You never know. Cricket is a funny game, even though the total needed is very low. Being very optimistic at the moment. Yeah.
Just a little swivel down to third man for a single. Yes, for the South African public, we wouldn't mind a wicket or two, just to add to some excitement.
There's quite a few field changes going on. Coming in a bit tighter on the offside. And that is slapped through the offside for 4 and moves Sri Lanka within one boundary of victory. It's just an absolutely aggressive shot that just slapped.
Yeah, just stepped away and slapped through the offside just as they were bringing the offside fielders tighter. Because the minute it goes through that inner ring, then it's a boundary. Short pitch ball and batsman showing no interest. A 22-run partnership. 4 runs needed by Sri Lanka. And from a South African perspective, 6 wickets needed.
And that brings to the end the 43rd over, and which potentially could mean the penultimate over of the match, depending on how the next over goes. Sri Lanka is 1 hit away from winning the first unofficial test match between South Africa A and Sri Lanka A. And South Africa sticks with Sir Brian from the commentary box end. Trying to cut it tight onto his wickets there. You don't want to create pressure at this stage as well, although it's only 4 runs needed. And sweeps it down to deep square for a single. Sri Lanka A moving to within 3 runs or to 3 runs from victory.
It just seemed as if he beat him with that ball, but he covered it properly and took a quick single. Sri Lanka now 172 for 4. They only require 2 more runs to win.
As they say, Mr. J, you can do it in singles as well.
Could this be it? It is.
And that it is. It's indeed a quick 2 there into the leg side, and that is victory for Sri Lanka A in the first unofficial test match. Congratulations to them.
Sri Lanka A winning the game by 6 wickets.
This has really been a quality performance by the Sri Lankan team. A lot of their players, or a couple of their players, have strongly shut the, barge down the door for selection into the national team. So, but brilliant effort here from the Sri Lankan team. It was just never enough runs for the South African A team to defend on this 4th morning. Come and say we're just after it's about 40 minutes into the session. But once again, congratulations. And there's the full scorecard of the Sri Lankan A's second innings. Brilliant innings by Osara Fernando, 80 from 122 deliveries. Put up a good partnership with Surya Bandara and Janeth. So, and I think that was the platform laid for them for this victory.
Yeah, South Africa just didn't get sufficient runs in the second innings in order to make it a good contest. They were literally blasted out yesterday afternoon. And that is the South African bowling. The best bowler being Cody Yusuf with his 2 for 29 from the game. And then that is the match summary. South Africa winning the toss on day one, scoring 372. All out with a good 100 by Matthew Breedska. Sri Lanka 323. Again, Oshado Fernando with his 122. South Africa just didn't get sufficient runs in the second innings. They were blown away for 124. And Sri Lanka in the second innings 174 for 4. So they win by 6 wickets.
Hey, play with me, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna be here.
saw you, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna be here for the next coming 2 weeks and then you maybe. Hey, tell me, brother. Thank you. Yeah, Binoni. Sure. Not Binoni, I'm not gonna be there. I need to go to Michael House.